So be kind is one of the most common phrases rich people and celebrities love to preach. Ellen said it, politicians say it, but they are often the least kind themselves.
I'm not going to be friends with them. When I say be kind to one another, I don't mean only the people that think the same way that you do. I mean be kind to everyone.
To say we need more love and kindness in America. But I'm telling you, from the bottom of my heart, we do.
We all appreciate in one another is kindness. So this has to come before all things, and you must operate relentlessly this way.
They don't live by it, but they want you to because it makes it easier for you to be exploited. Ask yourself, how many truly good, selfless people do you see rising to the top in their careers or in life? I'd say for me, next to none. History has shown that there are many people who did the right thing and were punished for it. This isn't to say kindness is bad. We should be kind, but we must also be smart. Those who bend the rule, who push beyond boundaries, who understand power dynamics are the ones who truly get ahead. The truth is, being too kind can be your downfall, you see. Even as a Christian, I know that while we're taught to be kind, we must also learn to be wise. So we're going to discuss in this video how your kindness specifically gets exploited. If you always lend money, or you tend to lend money to others, people will start to take notice and start to come to you for free handouts. If you offer your home to, say, a struggling relative, the rest of your family will expect the same. In business, kindness is a liability. People in power look for those who are easy to manipulate. We see this on Shark Tank, where investors, push for more control over a company, knowing they can pressure a kind, eager entrepreneur into saying yes. Perception is also everything. If you seem weak, people will take advantage of you. Consider two people at a restaurant. One says, "I hate to bother you, but could I have some ketchup?" While the other simply reaches over and grabs it. The second person commands, "I can do what I want," while the first person is seen as timid and easy to dismiss. Now, just as a little tool in my toolkit, when I was younger, I took a few modeling classes, not necessarily to become a model, but to learn posture, presence, confidence, how you walk and talk, how you carry yourself. This changes how people treat you. That many people really have bad posture, really don't walk and command respect, and they really can benefit from a few etiquette classes. It's free on the internet. You can literally look up videos on how to do this. Many people are too afraid to ask for what they deserve. I saw a video where a woman was forced to relocate for her work, but refused to ask for a raise because she assumed they wouldn't give her one. How will you know if you don't ask? The worst they can say is no. Something people with, extreme kindness do is they tend to apologize. They bump into somebody, they'll say, "I'm sorry," or "You don't need to do that anymore." Another thing is you never want to show your full hand. If people know exactly what you have, they'll figure out how to take advantage of you. This is why you shouldn't even boast about what you have. In fact, the most smart, efficient business leaders out there never let people know exactly what they have. They don't flaunt their wealth, and they certainly don't put themselves in a position to be manipulated by other people that'll say, "Oh, well, you have the money, you can loan me the money," because they see what you have. People who are too kind never negotiate from a place of confidence. They always negotiate from a place of weakness. You always want to have an air of confidence about you. Let me give you an example. If someone shows up to my house late and I've scheduled a time for them to be there, I don't care if it's a plumber, a carpet cleaner, a housekeeper, I don't want to see that person again. I believe that my time is valuable, and they did not respect my time. This is something a lot of people allow themselves to be, stomped on with this because they see no alternative. I can't find somebody else. Okay? What you're doing is you're setting the bar low for that company. If they keep losing business because they can't show up on time, they get the memo. And they never get the memo because many kind people out there continually allow this misstep. Have you ever heard the phrase, "I wear my heart on my sleeve"? The people that say, "I can't help it, I just get very emotional." You need to learn to control those emotions. It's okay to show it every now and then because that's what humanity is. Reacting or overreacting or having too much emotions sometimes gets people in trouble. people know they can play on that emotion. So the best response is no response until you get through the best way to handle the situation. Some people with high emotional intelligence succeed because they know when to speak and when to remain silent. Because I realize that they have emotional intelligence, and that's a book that you can purchase, and I will link it in the bottom below. But you need to figure out how to be emotionally intelligent. Another thing is you need to choose smart kindness, not blind generosity. Smart kindness is, I'll give you an example because that's the only way I could think of it. My father is a businessman, and while I consider him kind, he's also strategic. He built a youth center with a basketball court and tech space and things like that to offer kids a place to go after school. That's impactful kindness. That's helping people in a way that creates long-term benefits, not just giving money away to whoever comes in the door and asks. Blind kindness is people who you see on the internet scouting for money, and people hand over their coins because they don't have any concept that they're being taken for a ride. Politicians, celebrities, these people know this, and that's why they bank on your blind kindness. Some helpful tips to protect yourself against this giving away blindly is, does this person reciprocate? Do they check in or call on you? Do they only call on you when they need something? Do they respect your time? Or do they constantly show up late and expect you to wait? Do they contribute in any way, or are they just taking? See, people who protect their time, energy, and resources tend to gain more respect. We laugh at the Karens, but you know what? Karens get things done. For example, when Samsung didn't deliver on a tablet that they promised, I just wrote to corporate, and guess what? I got the tablet and a credit on my phone bill. If I had just been kind and let it go, I would have been out of luck. The power of saying no is another thing kind people need to learn. Too many people ruin their lives by saying yes to unreasonable requests, and then years later they cry about it when they were taken advantage of. Think of the guy who asked, "Can I borrow your car?" It's okay to say no. The things that come to mind are celebrities when I see this. Celebrities are always on the internet crying about how life is harsh to them now that they're washed up or they don't have the same type of fan base. And I say no, I don't feel sorry for people who willingly let themselves be used and manipulated. If you can say no, say no. The world is cutthroat, and if you don't toughen up, you will get crushed. Be kind when it makes sense, but always remember, power, confidence, and boundaries will get you further in life than your blind generosity ever will. Drop comments below on what you think about this, but have a great day and think for yourself.